Kara Allah, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. I like to give double honors to the elders and apostles, great millstone that teaches truth, 100% truth. Another in transit, reported from inside the belly of the beast. And just watching the early stages of GMS South Carolina 08 video. And it had a Simpson episode on it. Was talking about because they put a lot of real shit that they do in a lot of these cartoons. It's just kind of like dark comedy. And it's supposed to be like some type of satire, but they put truths out there, and that's up to you to be able to receive it. Why they do a lot of this shit. And in that episode, it was showing where the food, they was feeding the kids and all that. He was feeding the people in the episodes of The Simpsons, and they're feeding them. It's supposed to be like meat that has human, that's made from human meat, from the carcass of humans. And this kind of reminds me, of how dark and how wicked this society is, man. And some of the shit that goes on behind closed doors, behind these back doors and shit, we can't even fathom, how wicked this man is, the son of perdition. And the Lord's going to reveal to us a lot of these things in these last days, but that's just skimming the surface of it. Because I was watching another video too, where it was going into, how they used to make skin out of some of the slaves, they'd take the slaves and they would take their bodies to desecrate their bodies, they would take the skin and treat it like you do animal hide, they would make shoes out of it, they would make book covers, they would make lampshades and a lot of shit like that, clothing, man, out of fucking human skin, out of our people's skin, man. And not to mention some of the shit that they did to the slaves on the plantation, Think about it, like they were saying in this one video, like a slave master, big, when these big slave masters having a party, he brought his friends came down to visit, and they were hanging out, and they want to have the pleasure with his slaves, and 9 times out of 10, it's gonna be a young slave, because they always felt that they would go and pop these young slaves, man. Talking about little young boys and girls, and the ages could be anywhere from 9 on up to 15, 9 on up, knowing this devil, man, he don't give a damn, 9 on up to the real older slaves, So we're gonna. The Lord is going to reveal these things to us, man. We're going to be able to see all this shit that this devil's been doing over the years. Right now, we wouldn't be able to handle it, man. We're not, you go into the things with the gator bait, taking little babies and taking them out there in the woods and tying that baby off to a tree near in the swamps. Anybody ever been in these damn swamps, man, down in the south? It's almost inhospitable, man, because of the mosquitoes and the bugs, the chiggers, the red fire ants and shit like that. Everything down there bites. So you got a little baby out there in the dark of night, because once that nightfall hit, man, this fucking everything comes out. This baby's out there crying in this woods to attract the bull alligator to be eaten. So you can imagine the torment that little child was going through, man. Not to mention they took that child and took it from a slave family. And you had no power in anything you could do about it, They say a lot of times they would have stole the child. I don't even think they had to even steal it just when it took it. Because according to them, it was their property. So you can imagine some of the dark shit that went on behind doors, man. I remember one that had one sadistic slave master was down in Louisiana. She had her slaves, and she would take them up in the top of the, I think it was New Orleans. And it was a female slave master. She would take her slaves, man, up in the top of the attic and tie them up, and just torture them, man, for no fucking reason, for her sadistic nature. This is one of the ones that's being reported. Think of all the shit that hadn't been reported. And they say even that sometimes the women slave masters were worse than the men slave masters. Because they would be jealous over the female slaves because the master her husband would be out there popping the slaves, producing kids, offspring with these slaves, And then she would have a jealousy over that slave, which had no control over her body, and repeatedly raped, and nothing she could do about it or her husband could do about it. Then he talk about some of the shit that went on down in the islands to our people, man. They would tie them out, flay their body open, pour hot molasses on them and to attract the ants and shit. They leave them out there overnight, but they tied down and strapped wide open, man, buck wide open. And they couldn't do anything about it, man. These are some sadistic people, man. These are fucking savage type people. And it's another book read called The Delectable Negro. I bought the book, I haven't finished reading it. I kind of read certain parts in it. But it goes by how they had a fetish for eating our people. Some Jeffrey Dahmer type shit. That ain't nothing new, man. These devils been doing that. Goes all the way back. You look up one of the so-called founding fathers, Benjamin. Make them look so innocent anytime they always depict them. Benjamin Franklin. They found, once they went into his house and started digging up underneath, they found so many slave bones up under his house, man. They said tell him what he was doing to them slaves at his house. So this place is built off the foundation of wickedness, man. And it only could have got worse and worse, but they hide it so good through their witchcraft, man. Through their imagery, they make themselves look like they're the good guys, Throughout history, they made it like they went over there and saved us from Africa, which we fled into Africa. They look like they make it like they went over there and saved us from killing ourselves, like they're the good guys. They're the ones that pump dope and all type of shit into these so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American neighborhoods, and then blame you and call you the savage. And we got to go in and rescue you from your own community. And that was part of their plan, to break up the family. The CIA plan, locking Jakes up for these football numbers. That's what he, created a thing of building more prisons to lock up more Jakes, man. And our people overflow the penitentiaries, the penal system, man. That's our people that's always in these courthouses. That's paying for these courthouses, man. It's our people that's in these communities that don't have these type jobs in their communities that they have access to. A lot of these great and good manufacturing jobs, man, they put these shits in white suburban communities, man. They're gonna provide for their people, and I get it. But at the same time, they take the shit out of you, Jake's community, and then they pump in the drugs, and they say, okay, what you gonna do about it? And Jake gonna find a way to make money. And don't get me wrong, they ain't take all the I'm not gonna take all the onus off Jake, because Jake is wicked. Jake then became wicked too, man. He's become that degenerate vine, man. And that's through years and years of breaking up the family. Jake trying to mimic these demons, man. Trying to mimic his oppressor. So Jake has become wicked as well. And part of that, like I say, breaking up the families through programs like that, all the way back from the time of slavery, man. programs that takes the father out the house that break up the homes, man. Which Esau had an instrumental hand in creating these fatherless, these homeless, these fatherless communities. There's no guide, man. We know through our scientific studies, man, the women mind, the average female mind doesn't develop past the age of 14, you know. And you throw in the advent of these chemical foods that they feed these kids, man. You can think of what the byproduct's going to be. That's why these kids now are overdosed on all these chemicals, man, and they suffer from things like ADT, early stage dementia at an early age, man. This devil has had a sadistic hand in dealing with you Jakes, man, you so-called Black, Hispanic, Native Americans. And you refuse to look behind the curtain, man, and see the wickedness that this man done. You know he's back there doing shit, but Jakes are afraid to look back there, man. That's part of the Matrix, man. You go to the movie The Matrix, and where you had a lot of those people, you know, when they pulled them out, and they gave them a choice to choose the red pill or the blue pill. A lot of them want the blue pill to go back to sleep, man. And that's our people. They'd rather go back to sleep, you know. Jake rather be follow the ways of his master, man. At the same time, this dude is picking you Jakes apart behind the scenes. But out in the public, and though he controls the media, he paints himself as being the good guy, and you Jakes is being savages, man. And don't make no mistakes about it, man. You Jakes have become savages, you know, because he programmed you Jakes to be that way. And you want to take the red pill, man. You want to continue to take the blue pill. And the red pill is this truth, man. This knowledge, this wisdom that the Lord has given you, man. He's telling you straight up who your enemy are, and you refuse to hear it. But yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Yeah. Once all this shit get revealed at the end, and the Lord is steady pulling back, you know, our Most High Power is steady pulling back the layers, you know, revealing this devil for who he is. You know, once that curtain finally get pulled wide open, man, it's gonna be shocking, man. Some of the shit that this devil done, you know. It's gonna fucking blow our minds, you know. And so with that, just say shalom.